we are today proud that Netaji created that fervor, that motivation, that clarion call amongst each one of us. So those of us who are here today remember that we not only salute Netaji, but each one of you is Netaji yourself. And this is what Netaji said. I am not Netaji. He says every Indian is Netaji. And it is on our responsibility today to unify our country, to move forward as one nation, irrespective of our caste, community, color, economic status. Honorable Home Minister, Dr. Parameshwaraji, Professor Sumatra Boseji, Professor Radhakrishna, ladies and gentlemen, today we present 21 gun salute to the greatest son of India, Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose. It is this leader who not only sacrificed his life, but rallied around himself millions of men and women for the cause of salvation, to provide to our country the freedom, the independence from a great colonial power. In the next few minutes, I will only talk about Netaji as a soldier, because we all in the Indian Army have been inspired by this great leader. And some of our motivational presentations revolve around Netaji. Netaji was the one singular leader who rallied around himself the greatest attributes of strategic brilliance. He was a man who could get people together, rally them, and move them into the battlefield. His battlefield was the jungles of Burma, Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram, Tripura. Those are the areas where my father fought as a British Indian Army officer from 1939 to 1945. My father came from the village called Halagali, where 1857, the first movement of freedom began in Karnataka. And in 1928, he joined the Maratha Light Infantry and went straight into the last war of Afghan in the area of Kabul, Kandahar and Waziristan. Came the Second World War, and he started his operations in Burma. And he always told me as the head of the family, that when the Maratha Light Infantry under Field Marshal Slim, the 7th Army was moving into the jungles of Burma, the greatest worry was to spot, identify, intercept the Indian National Army soldiers. He says, Netaji understood that they cannot fight and win a conventional war against the British Empire. And he executed operations on the flanks of the British Army and on the rear of the British Army. So deep into the jungles, in the hours of darkness, in the thickest of mountains, the Indian National Army, led by Netaji, used to penetrate the lines of communication and surprise the British Army from behind. That was a singular act of bringing about paralysis of the commander's mind. Little is known that most of the British Army surrendered because of the clarion call that Netaji and his army presented to the advancing troops. So we are today proud that Netaji created that fervor, that motivation, that clarion call amongst each one of us. So those of us who are here today remember that we not only salute Netaji, but each one of you is Netaji yourself. And this is what Netaji said. I am not Netaji. He says every Indian is Netaji. And it is on our responsibility today to unify our country, to move forward as one nation, irrespective of our caste, community, color, economic status. the fighting punch that India requires to surge forward in this comity of nations. We are greatly honored that Netaji was a son of the soil, and he presented to us that architecture, the creation of a model that will enable us, which I always call as the moral code of conduct. Human character, the values, the ethics, the beliefs, and the aspirations, that is what Netaji was all about. He said, if they are strong in India, India can be unstoppable. So please remember, ladies and gentlemen, each one of you sitting here, when you go back home today, before you close your eyes, let the vibration from your mind go out to your children and grandchildren, to your neighbors and to your mohalla and to your streets, that we are a powerful country, a country that will deliver on a single agenda, that we are one, and we will continue to prosper economically and have the greatest prosperity in this world. We are no less. We are no second to anyone. And I was telling Dr. Bose that time has come now. Amongst the attributes of leadership which Netaji delivered, we have to make a special biopic film on him. And that film should only be on his journey during the 45 to 39 period. That journey crossed every mountain. It traversed every jungle. It went on to the greatest of difficult areas. He went under the sea in submarines. He went over the sea in aeroplane. And remember, this one man, the epitome of everything, the fountainhead of India, traversed the world many times over to bring freedom to our country. That is the commitment of the highest order. A man who is willing to die and sacrifice his life for this country is what we are all about. And each one of you sitting here is Netaji, please remember. Don't let ever your values cripple. Let your values not fall down. And he always said one thing. He said, I will not lie, I will not cheat, and I will not steal. These are three major sentences which I read as I was going along in certain documents written by him while he was in the Burma campaign. And he always said, he says, मैं अकेला चलता चलूंगा अपने मंजिल के ऊपर, अकेला चलूंगा मैं, मेरे साथ साथ लोग आएंगे और कारवान बनता चलेगा. That was the kind of Netaji that we had. Single man, but had millions of people following him. Probably he read a lot about Genghis Khan. One man with 30 men from Mongolia started his army, and finally when he reached Iran and Iraq, had 30 million people under his command. Because he won the affection, the hearts and minds of the people wherever his feet touched the ground. He was a divine man, ladies and gentlemen. A man who was very spiritual. A man who was very handsome. I can assure you, those of you who see his photograph, he is a million heartthrob ladies' boyfriend. Such a smart man he was. And I, as a military general, the smartest general who adorned himself with the greatest cap, who wore his tunic in the best form, and above all, the cross belt that he wore, and his stockings and the shoes that he wore, always denoted that I am a soldier first, and my job is to get independence for my country. That is the kind of pulverizing spirit, motivation that one man delivered. And I'm sure 1.5 billion people that we are all today. I want to now move on the follow-up. His dream, his vision, probably you saw in Op Sindhu recently. What a hammering we gave to Pakistan. What a tribute we are celebrating today, that the entire armed forces of India, Army, Navy and Air Force, irrespective of our caste and community, we are one. And every shell that we fired, every missile that we launched, every aircraft that decimated Pakistan day and night, it was all through and through till Pakistan came on their knees. And that is what India is all about. No neighbor, no adversary can put a finger towards India, because that finger will be cut, as Netaji always said that. We are a supreme nation consisting of people, of highly dedicated, committed, and above all, great human beings with superior values. Please remember, our morals, our ethics, our character will define our country. And that is what our leadership is all about. And here we have a leader, Dr. Parmeshwara, sitting, a role model for Karnataka. He spares no limits for himself, but is totally involved. And the writings that Professor Radhakrishna is writing, I'm amazed by his thought, the acceleration of his vision, and above all, millions and millions of his students, his readers, writers, are all in awe of who Dr. Radhakrishna is all about. That is the kind of leadership that we are all looking for. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for being with me, and we salute Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose for all time to come. Jai Hind, and thank you.